Now, I hope you guys are all having a great day and ready to buckle in because we've got another exciting 500 no limit session to break down here on Ignition where I made some bluffs, went for some value, and of course, made some bluffs, right? Anyways, you'll definitely want to stick around to the end in this because we did get a double up. And of course, as I'm getting these hands, I want to point out that you guys can now get on our newsletter, join our community. There'll be some resources below in the comment section for that. But yeah, let's get just right into it, right? You guys have any questions, comments, concerns as well, feel free to do that. I'll get back to you. It takes me a few days typically, but I respond to everybody. And we are going to be getting things going here with pocket aces, which was really nice. I actually spiked the flop hard on this. I did go for a little bit of a continuation. I kept it small, though. I kept it small. I wanted to keep this guy around with, anything, a pair, any kind of draw, honestly. Turn card was a 9, which was a really good card. But we had to continue building here. So I still kept it small. Wanted to keep this guy hanging around a little bit. You know, let's see what he did. I want to say he called this. I could be wrong. All right, never mind. He folded it, and, it is what it is. River card was a 6. I don't think that was going to change a whole lot anyways. Next hand, we had 9s here. Now, you're going to see the majority of hands in this, but, really, we're going to be honing in on a few specific hands in this one, where things got a little spicy. There's really no other word for me to say it, right? But pocket nines, opening 1250, re-raised to 35. I just flatted this. Really no reason to do anything else. All right, not a good flop. This is basically like a check fold spot for me. I didn't really want to continue. Plus, it's always good to look at how people are doing at the table here. And you can see everybody was doing good. Everybody was up from, their 500 buy-in on here. And, everyone was doing good here. So next game we had a 7-4 suited in the big blind. Definitely a hand I'm going to play. Someone went for the min raise. Absolutely hate the min raise, guys. It's just so ridiculous. All right, but yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with me lately too with playing. Gonna be moving back up to 1,000 no limit pretty soon. So hope you guys are kind of like ready for that. But I did get a little tricky with this hand right here. Check this out. Now what when somebody makes a call like that, you can put like player 5 on suited connectors and a lot of like low to mid pocket pairs right there. That's kind of why I made that play on him, even though we had absolutely nothing. Plus, like I said, I've just, when you've played so many hands, and you just pick up on like what people probably are holding, you know what I'm saying? Which is why, I always recommend deviating from just playing like one type of strategy. I say this all the time now, guys, because it's just so, I'm just being so real about it. At some point you have to just start playing the players at these tables. You can't just like play one type of strategy. You have to adjust. And then, if you have like a sense of what somebody might have, like if they opened with, from early position, they've probably got like ace, king, ace, queen, mid to high pocket pairs, those kind of things. And, you can make plays. I went a little nuts on this one right here. Player 2 is actually playing really good too. I just I just went for it right here. Very risky play. Pretty unorthodox, but it is going to get the job done. He is going to think about this for a little bit too. All right, player 2. Thank you for letting us have that because we would have definitely missed it on the turn there. Definitely a little bit risky. Speaking of a little bit risky, check this play out right here. Like I said, when we started this, we bluffed a little bit, went for some value, and then we bluffed some more. This was just a super bluffy session for me, But that's kind of what's keeping it fun, right? All right, anyways, I'm going to call this. We are suited and we're deep. Player 2 as well. Like, after that last hand, me and him are kind of just going, Just banging heads against each other, basically. Okay. Okay, interesting. We're not blocking the hearts. Uh, Hard to exactly know what player two might have here, but check out what I did. Now, obviously, I'm expecting him to continue here. There's 84 in the pot. He's trying to rep a big hand. I just wasn't putting him on it enough, which is why I made this play, which was wild. Playing for stacks on a draw, you gotta love this. Takes balls, guys. Takes balls. So once again, me and him are gonna be in a spot where, what are you gonna do? We are blocking Queen Jack, which is good actually for what we have, I guess. Player two, if he had a pretty strong ace right there, he definitely had the wrong read on me, but I really like that play anyways. We took it down. All right, so bluffing a ton to start this off. Like, there's just no doubt about it. Speaking of bluffs, here we go again. Just some crazy bluffs in this. And player three is, I think he's going to raise this here. Let's see what he did. I think he went to like 35 or 40, maybe. Oh, he kicked it up. A couple things I could do here: fold, call, raise. I opted for raise because that's exactly what we were doing in this one. Just doing it. It was kind of like, it's been working. Let's keep it going. All right, that got player three to fold. All right, so yeah, definitely just wild stuff going on here. Okay, yeah, so I'm going a little bit forward here. We've got nines. I think we had nines already, right? Didn't work out the first time for us, but we're back at it and doing okay so far. We're up, 180, 200. We'll take it. Okay, let's see if we had any action here. Player five, nope. Okay, no action there with nines, which is totally fine. Ace 10 suited, diamonds too, very nice. Definitely going to be raising this one up. Let's see if the button does anything here. Okay, a little frustrating right there. We didn't get any action, but it's all good. All right, Jack 7. I might have played this. Let me see. This is usually just a fold, honestly. I think it's because player two, me and him were just like battling so much that I probably wanted to play this. Let's see if I did, though. I might have. No, I didn't. I folded it. Okay. I wasn't sure if I changed my mind on that. Okay, player two, you could have this one. I'll give this one to you. I'll leave you alone this time. All right, anyways, 6-5 suited. And, like, continue sticking with me, guys. We do have some really good stuff coming up here still. Like, we're kind of just getting started. Now, I just flatted this. Very likely player five has a good hand here. But I really wanted to see this 6-5 suited. And like I said, when somebody's opening from a little bit earlier position, we're always putting them on ace king, ace queen, mid to high pocket pairs. Typically, okay, that's typically what's happening here. Suited connectors every once in a while, but the standard play is kind of what I just said. Now we did pair the five, which is good, so we're still ahead of a lot of like overcards, but there's a lot of bad turn cards for us too. You know, really anything, any kind of face card. I checked it. The turn card was a 9, which was a good card. It gives us a straight draw, plus we have a pair of 5s here, and I don't think this guy's really repping anything, you know? So this would make sense to put in some kind of decent sizing to at least protect our hand. If he wants to make a call, he can, you know, to see a river card if he wants to float us. But I'm pretty confident at this point this guy has absolutely nothing, and it's up to him. I like our odds going to the river. Probably should have done 30 and not 23. But whatever, it got the job done. Let's see what the river card would have been. A 4. Yeah, not really changing anything there. I thought that was, I played that one fine. All right, 8s. This was probably like the most high level play that you're going to see at a mid-stake game like this. And you'll see why in a second. And this hand was wild, right? You know, when you're playing for a little bit more, things just change. You know, just the psychological aspect to this is that, you know, you're playing for a little bit more. People don't want to lose it. So, you know, if you don't have the goods, then you usually get people to fold. Unless somebody's pretty tilted. Sometimes these kind of plays don't work. But this was a wild play I made, like 100%. And that is exactly what you're about to see. All right, so this guy kicked it up. Obviously, we're going to make a call here. Also, I apologize, guys. My nose is a little stuffy today. I don't really know why. A little bit of a cold, I guess. Okay, not a terrible flop. I mean, we have 8s. We could still be ahead of a lot of hands like ace, king, ace, queen. Okay, his sizing was interesting. I actually did a min raise here to kind of see where he was at. This was like kind of me setting myself up for a play. I'm also blocking the clubs, so I could represent the clubs here as well with this play. It might also get him to fold, right? Turn card was an ace, which was a bad card. However, I had a plan of attack here. So check this out. Now the pot is building. And there's only one thing we could do. And there's 2 things we could do. We could fold or make a move. Calling doesn't make any sense at this point. Because if you're just going to call, you might as well fold. I went for the jam with 8s. I don't think anybody would see this coming, honestly. But my thinking on this was that min raise I did is what could get this guy to fold, the way I played it. Anyways, he folded. We took down a really nice one right there, and I don't know how else to say it, but it was just high level. It was just high level. There's no other way to say it, right? And it worked out. What's totally interesting too about everything we've gone through so far in this is like there wasn't like 1 or 2 big hands. I've really just created my own luck in this, which just kind of goes to show just playing one type of strategy, like as you are, you know, moving up in stakes or playing a little bit higher games, man, like you got to start thinking outside the box a little bit in these games. And it really just comes down to outplaying your opponents. And I'm going to keep hammering that down because it's just the reality of it. Now, this was a good hand too. 4-7. We are in the small blind. If this hand wasn't suited, then obviously I'm just going to muck it. But it's suited, so we are going to see a flop with it. And it was an interesting flop for sure. Okay, I mean, we just kind of did it right here, you know? Hit trip 4s on the flop. I mean, 7 kicker, whatever player 1 has. Doesn't really matter at this point. If he's got a overpair, he's in trouble. If he's got ace king and he hits an ace or a king on the turn, he's in trouble. It ain't gonna be good for him. The question is, how do we extract? How do we extract on this hand? Do we slow play it? Do we try to get tricky? Do we confuse this guy? I mean, a lot of things going on in my head at this point. Obviously, we're expecting him to continue anyways. This is such a bad board. Turn card was a queen, and I'm just like praying at this point that he has a queen, which it does look like he does, right? So this is where I went for the min, because I don't want to get too crazy with it. There's also a flush draw out there, as you guys can see. He called pretty quick. River card was a 6. That was the perfect card. Now, if he's got ace queen or king queen here, there's no way he's getting away from this. Plus, our hand looks bluffy, like I was raising a flush. So I went for the pot size. I think this was the right sizing. I don't think there was anything wrong with this sizing. I don't know if player 1 had a read on us or something here. Honestly, I don't. If he has ace queen or king queen here, I mean, you got to be making this call, right? There's just no way you're getting away. The way I played this, it almost looks like a bluff. Anyways, he folded it. If he did have the hands I'm talking about, very impressive fold. I'm not going to know for sure, guys, but I'll tell you what. That was a good fold if he had a pair of queens there for sure. And really, like, the last hand I'm going to be getting into here is pocket queens. And kind of just to bring this all home, I just think that there were some interesting plays that I made in this. I said this already, unorthodox, not your typical stuff. It's not your GTO style or whatever, but, you know, it's just not, you just can't use one type of strategy, guys. You got to open your game up. You got to realize you're playing against other people. And yeah, I mean, that's how you do this. That is how you do this. And that's how you take it to the next level if you're kind of stuck. Yeah. And the other thing too, you know, like I said, we'll have some resources in the comment section for a newsletter in the community. Definitely get in it for sure. I think it'll help a lot of you guys out there, and that's what I'm here to do, help. And here we go with queens. All right, so I flatted this. Player 5, like if he's got aces or kings here, obviously it's a tough spot for us. If he's got ace king, then we're fine. It's just, I didn't know how else to play this. I really didn't. And sometimes too, guys, it is what it is. If you are in a spot like this, you get a board like this, you know, you got somebody who could have aces or kings, but you're not sure. They could also have like ace king. It's whatever. I just felt like to protect my equity if he doesn't have a higher pocket pair than us, I just felt like this was the play. I didn't want to just call and watch an ace or a king peel off. So I went for the jam. And I was actually just hoping he would fold because I really don't want him to call if he does have aces or kings, right? All right, anyways, he folded. Let's see what the turn card would have been. Okay, a deuce. It wouldn't change anything, but yeah. All right. So we locked in a nice one here, guys. You know, subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching this. We'll see you in the next video.